Welcome back to the channel, and starting to dry fit the side panels together. I've only got these three to put together, but immediately you see that I'm going to have to adjust the size of this panel as well, because the panel is in the two slots, but the tenon is a good 10 millimeters out of alignment, so this needs to come down by 10 millimeters, which means I'm going to have to cut that panel down. Never mind, that's the whole idea of this exercise. So let me pop that to one side. And see how I get on with these other panels. Now that one fits nicely. Now, no. I've done something wrong there, because that's the shelf support which goes there, but it should be at the back of the panel and not the front. That's the front. So what have I done wrong? Anyway, the panel's the right size, so I can put that to one side. That one's 10 millimeters out as well. Okay. So let me think. That's that's where the panel finishes, right in the middle of the mortise. So the top edge of the rail needs to go parallel to that line, which is there, which means the bottom of the rail is there. It's a 6mm slot, so if I make that 6.5, and that means the cut needs to go there, right along that crease line. Right, so that's where that one's going. Let me work out where the second one's going, then I can make the adjustments. As if by magic, those are the two now cut down panels. Everything is in place and it feels a lovely solid side panel. Right, everything now fits into the frames, and this is where I start to dry assemble the whole cupboard so that I can work out how the shelves are going to fit. And this is where I am very glad that earlier in the project I marked which mortises these go into, because the two cupboards are different lengths and I didn't want to get some of these mixed up, so yes, I'm glad I marked which mortises go where. And I made a separate note with the middle uprights, front and back. I made a note of the length as well, because they are subtly different. So, right, this is going to be fun. Let's see how it goes. Of course, this is going to highlight some of the problems when it comes to glue up. Now, do I need to actually put those in now? At the moment, I'm just getting some idea of shelf fitting, as in length and width. So, no, I think I can actually keep those out of the mix at the moment. So that is a fairly rigid dry assembly. Obviously that's going to clamp up when I actually put the glue in. So let me get the 3 shelves. Right, the easiest way to do this, I found is on the floor. So at this point I'm just making sure that the shelves are the right width and length, and just so that I can make sure that everything is the best on view. So that one, because of that patch there, I could either put that on the bottom face down, or I can put it on the top face up. I think that's going to be the best, because it's not going to take any weight, and that will be completely out of view. So, well, that's a good sign. It's the right length. How about the right width? Yes, that's good. But I will just need to take out the corners. So like that. Right, so that's that. It's not going to take any weight, so it doesn't need supporting from across the middle. The rabbits will take all of the weight there, so that's fine. So all I need to do now is square those corners off. And then I can take those corners out with the jigsaw. Right, so that's cupboard one. Top. So I know which one is, and that is the left and right, because I know if I don't write things like that down, everything is going to get mixed up. Right, now I think what I'm going to do, because some of these are a little loose, I'm just going to hold them together with a couple of clamps. So there's a couple of the long 1.2 meter clamps holding the lengths together, a couple of the quick clamps just holding the sides together, and that's just so that things don't fall apart when I'm trying to fit these. So This is going to be the interesting bit. So I think I'm going to make that one the middle, but I'm going to have to measure this one. There we go. Will that one work? No. Gonna have to be the flexible. So that is 97, and that one is 98, so that needs a 10mm taking off there. Now then, for the width, the upright is going to go like that. Oops. And so how am I going to support the middle? Whereabouts will the shelf come? Do I take it to the face of each of the uprights? In which case, that inner distance is the width. Or do I take it round? Cut out like I'm doing on the corners. So at the moment, width is 29.5, 295. I've got how much to play with. I've got 312 to play with. Well, at least I know the length. What I'm going to do is not decide at this point. I'm going to delay deciding how wide the boards are, so I can give that some thought. But the two boards will be the same length. I think. Let me just double check. So length there is, what did I say? £9.70. But here £9.60. So one's £9.70, one's £9.60. Because I'm going to the face, because at the bottom the shelf is going to be supported by extra pieces that I put onto these rails. Make a note of which shelf is which. That one's going to look nice in the middle. Neither of them are bad looking. I think what I'll do is put that in the middle. So cupboard one, middle, top, at left and right, and the corners are going to be similar to that. The only thing I'm going to need to do on that one is £9.70. Take that edge off. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave these carcasses clamped up like this so that I can keep everything flowing. I don't have to literally rebuild things. Right, and all three shelves measured. Same as cupboard number one, I'm leaving the width of the bottom two shelves undecided at the moment until I know how I'm going to support the middle. But all three of them are marked for length, and next time it'll be a case of making sure these shelves are then the right width, and I can then get on with final sand down before I glue up. So we are cracking on. I've got it on quite well for me this afternoon, and see how we get on next week. So this is the biggest problem I have now. How do I store the carcasses in their fully constructed size? This is the best bit I've come up with. I've now got to find a way of fitting everything else into the workshop for storage this week. But anyway, that's another story. So apart from deciding during the week how I'm going to size the bottom two shelves on each of the carcasses. That's the dry assembly done, so I'm very pleased with that. It's given me an idea of how I'm going to actually construct everything when I'm gluing up. I'm going to be gluing the side panels together, clamping those, getting those all set, rather than trying to do the whole thing at once. So I'll glue the four side panels together, then I can glue everything else with the long rails together, and that will make it easy to put the middle uprights in. And I think I'm going, apart from the top, I'm going to need to put the shelves in at the same time as I put the long rails in as well. So as long as I've got that in mind, then I'm going to be able to know where I'm going. So thanks for coming along with me on this journey, and welcome to all the new subscribers. I'm very grateful for the company that you're giving me, and certainly if you've got any ideas about how to size the bottom shelves, do I go parallel to the inside face of the rails, or do I come round the side of the uprights to give me a little bit extra width? Be interested to see what your thoughts are. So thanks for coming along with me, as I said, and I'll see you next time.